Hello and welcome to today's movie review where we'll be discussing Ari Aster's latest film, Beau is Afraid. Ari Aster, horror director, known for films like Hereditary, Midsummer, and my personal favorite, There's Something Strange About the Johnsons. The film stars Joaquin Phoenix as Beau Wasserman, and we kind of follow his journey through this odd turn of events, this odd snowball effect that happens to him. It's really hard for me to describe the kind of general plot of the movie because it is such a ride and such an experience that I'm having trouble, honestly, like describing what the movie's about. But it really focuses on Joaquin Phoenix's character, how he deals with anxiety, how he deals with angst, being a paranoid person, and how that's kind of affecting his day-to-day life. The film does this interesting thing where it doesn't give you much in terms of solid facts or solid, these things are like for fact. But I think it does a good job of setting up Joaquin's character and kind of putting us in the shoes of him. You know, we do really kind of see this movie through his eyes. We see things that may be true, may not be true. I'm not going to go into spoilers because I think it's definitely a movie you need to experience for yourself. As far as positives, this movie has a lot of things going for it. For one, the cast is phenomenal. Joaquin Phoenix knocks it out of the park, another stellar performance by him. You really do feel empathy for everything that his character goes through, as well as Patti LuPone, who plays Beau's mother in the movie. Does a fantastic job just having this authoritative performance every time she's on screen, and even through phone calls that Beau has with his mom, you could just feel her kind of like presence throughout the movie a lot. And if you want to go deeper into it, you could definitely see her. There's like Easter eggs throughout the movie that have to do with her character and owning certain things, whether it be buildings or signs. Her presence is definitely felt throughout the movie. Another positive for me would be the production value. I think the production value is fantastic in terms of the cinematography, in terms of the effects that they use. It's really, really well done and almost surreal. I think surreal is probably the best word to describe this movie. Everything is done with such detail and such high value that it really brings the story to life and makes it a full-on experience. You know, you're definitely going to be engulfed in this movie, and I think it could be a hit or miss for some people, honestly. I could totally see me recommending it to somebody and them not liking it at all. It's 3 hours, you know, it's kind of a longer movie, but it's really well done. I just feel like there's certain aspects of the movie. There's certain things that they didn't, I won't say they didn't give us because it's kind of it's open to interpretation. I think the director wanted that, where like he wants you to take and draw your own conclusions, which I'm completely fine with that. And I enjoyed it. I just fear that other viewers might not like it. As far as the reviews that I've seen on the movie, a lot of people say the same thing. They enjoyed it. It just is very confusing. And I am one that could totally admit to being confused, specifically through a certain part of the movie that I won't get into super detailed. I'll just say it's kind of like a play. It's like a play, like a theatrical play that Beau is viewing. And I just got caught up in it, bro, where I didn't even know what was going on after, to be honest with you. It was so long that, and really well done, you know what I mean? It was really, really well done, just like the rest of the movie is. But it just kind of like, I got lost for a second. I'll be completely honest with you, I got lost. And after watching breakdowns on the movie, I understand it more. After watching, reading articles on the movie, I understand it more. I understand what the movie was trying to say with certain things. I do find it a little hard to watch or hard to keep up with because it is kind of a one after the other thing. That works, but over 3 hours, I feel like it kind of didn't lose the plot because it was always there. You know, he's always on this journey, you know, going towards his mother's funeral. But man, is it like... It's such a trip, man, that it could really do a number on you. I will say this, though, for the movie. It sticks with you. You know, I have seen this movie 2 weeks ago, and I'm still thinking about it. I still look up things about it. I look up articles about it. I read about it. I heard some reviews earlier this week about it, just kind of refreshing myself on it, make sure I didn't miss any plot points. I wanted to rewatch the movie. I just haven't had the time to dedicate to that. But, man, I'm definitely going to rewatch it. I'm trying to provide the least amount of details as possible, just because I feel like it's something you should definitely check out. I'd say make sure no children are present. It's not an overly graphic or sexual movie like that. It's just, it's a very adult movie with adult themes, whether it be trauma or mental, you know what I mean? It's just a very heavy kind of it can be a very heavy movie, and it could also be a really silly movie where things are so ridiculous that you kind of like question, what is going on? Is this really happening? I mentioned him earlier, but Beau Wasserman, played by Joaquin Phoenix, who does a fantastic job. I mean, absolutely knocks it out of the park. You feel for this man. And as the movie goes on, you're kind of, man, you're almost rooting for him in a way, but also just viewing it. It's kind of like, it's like watching a car crash. You know what I mean? It's just watching a car crash that just gets worse and worse for Beau, unfortunately. But God, he has done this movie, Ari, with like such high production. I couldn't imagine what else he'd want to put in here, honestly. Like, it just seems like his vision was fulfilled. And like I said, some people are going to like it, some people are going to hate it. I think it's worth watching, especially because this is nothing like his other movies. This is nothing like a Midsummer, nothing like Hereditary. It's completely original. I've never seen a movie like it. But God, I'm really curious what he does next, because this was such a journey, and as well as his other films have been. But this one in particular really feels like it came straight from Ari Aster, which I think I don't consider myself a director, but like, if I put my shoes in a director, that's what I'd want. I'd want my vision to be fulfilled, and it seems like his vision was fulfilled. I've seen some articles where he hasn't given much details or clarity in terms of the movie when he talks about it. So I think he wants to keep his cards to his chest, which I completely respect. Like I said, a lot of the movie is up to the viewer. And as you take certain things that they show you, as you kind of digest what they're presenting to you and how you walk away with the movie, what are you going to walk away with this? Is it something that's going to carry with you? Is it something that's going to stick with you? I think anyone who has dealt with traumatic events in their life should watch it. Anyone who feels like they deal with anxiety or paranoia, I think should definitely watch the movie. And I think it allows you to kind of zoom out and kind of see things and be like, oh, that's ridiculous. That'll never happen. Or you know what I mean? He's embellishing this, or he's embellishing that, or there's no way that's happening right now. And it kind of like puts that in perspective as you to look at somebody else's trauma and someone else dealing with that kind of thing and be like, oh, well, those problems might not be as big as they are, or they might be even bigger than they are. Because there's this specific scene towards the end that I did not see coming at all. It has to do with the attic. That's all I'll say. But yeah, nothing could have prepared me for what was in that attic. I'll just say that. A quicker review this time around. I really don't want to give much away about the movie. I just feel like it's something you guys should watch. Like I said, it's 3 hours long, so it is a commitment. I'd recommend like a day you guys are like not doing anything. And I also recommend and I made this mistake when I went to go see Oppenheimer, where we were trying to see it in San Antonio. It's a slight tangent, but like we were trying to see it in San Antonio. I live in Houston. We drove over there to San Antonio. The film projectors totally did not work. And then we ended up coming back to Houston, seeing the movie in IMAX again later on that night at like a 9 p.m. showing, 10 p.m. showing. We didn't get out till like 1 a.m., 2 a.m. And I totally dozed off during the movie. You know what I'm saying? So I recommend like being wide awake for the movie so you could just kind of travel with Beau through this journey. I think it's a movie everyone should see. I'm just not sure if it's a movie everyone will like. Very original, which I always like take my hat off to that. Anytime I see movies that are completely original, I've never seen nothing like this. So it definitely, gets higher marks for me. I think it's worth checking out. I'll be honest with you, when I first seen the movie, I did not enjoy it as much. I thought it was a bit of a mess. And that it just kind of was all over the place. Like I said, after reading articles and kind of digesting everything, days passing and stuff like that, it's a movie that I do think about. And it's a movie that I'm like, whoa, I always often just say to myself, like, what was he trying to say with that? What was his message? If there was a message, or what was the goal, and I think the goal that Ari was after was one of complete originality. It was just one of complete originality and complete engulfed. You're just engulfed in the story from the jump, right from the beginning. You're locked in, and you realize right away that it's going to be a long and outrageous journey. But yeah, guys, that's going to do it for this week's review. Like I said, definitely check the movie out if you have time. Let me know what you think if you've seen it before. Comment down below what did you think about it. If you want to do any spoilers, please put like a spoiler warning. As always, leave a like, subscribe, all the good stuff. And yeah, comment down below what movie you want me to see, or what I should review rather. I think I'm gonna review movies because right now there's a strike going on, so there's really nothing new coming out soon. So I think right now I'm just gonna review movies that I've seen. I also want to do these longer breakdowns, maybe 20 to 30 minutes on my favorite films, because I do have like a lot of favorite films and movies that I know a lot about that I've seen so many times, like The Departed, Goodfellas, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Some of my favorite movies that I do want to do like a longer breakdown and review of, with more details and more context. But for this one, I thought this movie is so original and so on point with what it does that I just want everyone to experience it with minimal information as possible. But yeah, that will do it for this week's review. Let me know what you think below. And yeah, till next time, guys. Peace. Podcast will drop this Friday. The new release dates will be Friday podcast, where I should do Monday music review, Wednesday either a movie or a television review, and Friday will be the podcast. So keep an eye out for that. Turn on the notifications, a little bell, and you'll be all set. Appreciate it as always, guys. Thank you so much for watching and bearing with me. Until next time, peace.